Michael, thank you so much for those kind words. I just want to give a brief story and help you understand what your investment means in Detroit PAL. My father at 29 years old had his first heart attack, and I underline first. I remember a conversation that the cardiologist had with my mother that said, that's your husband's arteries, and if he's fortunate, he'll live 3 years. I'm very proud to say that after 4 heart attacks, 3 open heart surgeries, and a number of strokes, my father is still with me. However, what's significant about that story is that at a very critical time in my development as a young man, there were significant amounts of time that my father was away in hospitals because of heart disease and some of the presenting factors that come with that. There was a critical organization that played a role in my life. And Mike, I played football. I was pretty good. I like to think I was Michael Vick before Michael Vick was Michael Vick, except he's a little bit taller, a little bit better looking, and I like the contract he got better than the one I got. But it gave me an opportunity. I don't remember how many wins we had, how many losses we had when I played for the Eastside Cowboys. But what I do remember is Coach Jackson. And when my dad would have protracted stays in the hospital and I didn't have an adult to talk to, didn't have a significant male in my life when I was 12, 13 years old, I remember the opportunities I had to talk to Coach Jackson. I don't remember how many touchdown passes I threw. Don't remember how many kick returns I returned for touchdowns. I do remember playing the Eastside Raiders, though. I saw some Raiders in here. But what I do remember is the lessons learned that even after a tough loss, when I had to hold my hand up, and anybody that played Little League football, you remember that good game, good game, good game. The lessons we learned about character and honoring your opponent, and if you score a touchdown, act like you've been there before. Show class and dignity. Teamwork. No one person is more important than every other person on the team. When I learned those lessons, I didn't have any idea what type of impact that youth football was going to have on the development of the rest of my life. I had delusions of grandeur. I thought I'd be the next Nate Burleson. I thought I'd be, quite frankly, the next Matt Stafford. Those are the kind of dreams I had, but the reality is that was not what God had planned for my life. And in learning those lessons in youth football, I found out that there were people in the community that really cared about me. When I wore that football uniform and I walked past areas in the city that were not the best, the gang members didn't want to bother with me because they saw that I was trying to do something with my life. And they let little man go past. And even when I wanted to do something wrong in Domicon, they said, you've got a better future than that. You're an athlete. You have something to shoot for. Your investment in PAL, Think Detroit PAL, is so significant for the young people because when you invest in them, you stand a chance of putting me out of business. I would really like to have the job, and some of the more mature members of the audience may understand this analogy. I would like to be like the Maytag repairman. I don't want to be on television. I don't want to go to a press conference. I don't want to arrest another young man of color. I don't want to see another person laying in the street as a result of a bullet wound. I don't want to deal with those things anymore, but I understand that's the reality of what I'm charged to do under Mayor Bing's leadership. But what is important to understand is that the investment that you make today in a young person, to have a mentor in a young person's life, because there's a disproportionate number of African-American males, especially in the city of Detroit, that may not have a father or a significant male figure in their lives, may not have the same advantages that we have, may not have an opportunity to talk to someone about a problem that they have. Because that term coach means so much. Because when I couldn't remember anything else, when I didn't know anybody to call on, when I didn't know what to say, when I didn't know what to do, when I didn't even know whether my father would live, I remember the fact that I could go to Coach and talk to Coach. And Coach made some significant investments in my life to where now, as I stand as Detroit's police chief, I have to ask 3,000 people to do things that are extraordinary. I have to ask men and women to go into gunfights when other people are running out. I have to ask men and women to go into neighborhoods that other people scatter from because they're afraid to deal with the people in those neighborhoods that are disadvantaged. But what is more important to me is creating opportunities for Detroit police officers to influence young people's lives before they get in trouble. That's what your investment means. A relationship with Darnell Hall, a relationship with Ralph Godbee, a relationship with police officers that shows that we are too a part of this community. This moment is so important. This represents so much of an investment of our community, because what my hope is that because of your generosity, your leadership, your investment in Think Detroit PAL, we can double or triple the capacity so we can touch more young men, touch more young women, let them know the positive things that they can do in life. Invest in them so they understand the significant progress that this city will make when we make that type of investment in young people. So I am so honored to have this opportunity to show everybody in this region I am a product of PAL. I am a result of your investment. So quite frankly, some of those young people we deal with, they may be the next Calvin Johnson. They may be the next Nate Burleson. They may be the next Stephon Logan, my new hero because we're both vertically challenged. They may be the next Matt Stafford. But more importantly, they may be the next chief of police. They may be the next Darnell Hall. They may be the next Mayor Dave Bing. They may be the next Mark Hackle. Or they may just be the next tremendous father that loves their child and is there to invest in their lives. That's the type of character development that is being built through Think Detroit PAL. Mr. Mayhew, Mr. Lewan, what I'm more impressed with about your team, you have assembled a tremendous amount of talent. You have assembled a lot of hope in this area. Coach Schwartz, you're a tremendous leader. But I think what's most important, you have assembled tremendous young men of character. And that's the thing that I think is most important about the Detroit Lions football team. I thank the Detroit Economic Club, the Lions organization, Think Detroit PAL, for this opportunity just to speak to you about the importance of this investment. To quote my dad, who is an ordained Baptist minister, you stand to be seen, you speak to be heard, but most importantly, you sit down to be appreciated. God bless you all, and thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you to Michael. Thank you, Chief, as well, very much for powerful words and an understanding, if you didn't, of why we're here and the importance of the reasons that we are here today. Good luck to all the kids, as we mentioned just a moment ago about the Detroit PAL Football League. Good luck, the new season getting underway, and very key, we hope to see you back here on November 12th at the Think Detroit PAL Football Championship. So if you guys want to get an idea of what you're playing for, just take a peek behind that curtain and look at that field and think about the dreams you could have of playing and the memories you could make playing on that field one day. That is what you're fighting for out there on the field. Would like to mention one of the many other community outreach programs sponsored by the Detroit Lions Charities as well. This will be the 11th school year for the Detroit Lions Academy, an alternative middle school for 140 Detroit school children. Please welcome the principal for the academy, Cheryl White. Thank you very much, Cheryl, and we ask that you keep up the great work that you've been doing. It is time now to hand out player awards from the 2010 season, last season. Will all of the Lions who are receiving awards please join Lions great Mel Farr up front when your name is announced in the video you are about to see. So with that, let's roll the tape.
Our first award.